Construction is an important sector of the economy since this creates high-performance buildings that connect communities while also providing jobs and improving society. It is any project that contributes to the development of a design for a structure in a specific location, as well as the design and construction of all the various elements required to build that structure. Have you ever found yourself wondering what caused a building to fail? Structural failures can occur for a variety of reasons, but the consequences are often catastrophic. In this video, we will discuss the most bizarre construction errors from around the world. So stay tuned as we unravel everything. Number 1. Hyatt Regency Hotel in Kansas. Construction on the luxurious 50 million US dollars 40-story Hyatt Regency Hotel began in 1978. Due to the time's financial climate, which put pressure on construction industry to win contracts and complete projects swiftly and effectively, the project was referred to as fast-tracked. Moreover, the hotel's sleek and sophisticated architecture, which includes a multi-story atrium with three suspended walkways running across it, was unveiled in 1980. Although 1.5-inch steel rods were used to anchor the walkways, the real problem was the change from a single system of hanger rods that were threaded through the upper walkways to a double rod system that was anchored to the upper walkways themselves. This transition added a significant amount of needless stress. The design could not satisfy the bare basic standards for safety, although it was overlooked during construction. Number 2. Versailles Wedding Hall in Jerusalem, Israel. In 2001, while Karen and Asaf Dror were getting married, the floor of the Versailles Wedding Hall in Jerusalem collapsed, resulting in Israel's biggest civilian crisis that left 23 people dead and hundreds more injured. This is because the building's construction process, which was used, turned out to be so risky that it was outlawed. Pal-Cal construction was based on a low-cost technique that was well liked in the 1980s, creating movable floorings and ceilings out of metal plates and cement. The structure was originally only intended to have a third story on one side, but a last-minute design revision led to the building having a third story on both sides, which was another factor in the collapse. The walls were also removed by the building's owners, which made the structure even weaker and caused the floor to slump. Number 3. Vidara Hotel in Las Vegas. Based on the outside architecture of the building, it was discovered in 2010, a full year after the hotel's construction, that the building's curving shape and reflective surface combined to act as a huge mirror, focusing the sun's rays into a single, intense beam of heat and light. During its construction between 2009 and 2014, the structure picked up the moniker Walkie-Talkie Center due to its appearance. The building's concave design made it operate like a mirror when sunlight fell on it, reflecting the light onto the street below. Over 160 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded, famously melting a man's Jaguar and making it hot enough for reporters to fry an egg on the sidewalk. A number of issues have arisen as a result of this issue, which is frequently referred to as a death ray by everyone from the hotel staff to news organizations. However, no solutions will be 100% effective due to the sun's constant movement with respect to time of day and seasonal fluctuations. The management has built gigantic umbrellas to try to deflect the sun's rays directly off of people, as well as covering the glass with non-reflective film. Number 4. John Hancock Tower in Boston, Massachusetts. Authorities had to close off the area around the 175 million US dollars blue reflective glass building because it started to break off from the different heights. By subsequent examination in the wind tunnels, other integrity issues such as twisting in strong winds were found. Temperature differences between the inside and exterior of the building were what led to the severe expansion and construction of the structure. The reflecting material made of the glass stiffer than expected. As a result, rather than absorbing motion, it transmitted and made it shake out of place. The 10,344 windows panes were replaced with single-paned, heat-treated panels, which resulted in an increase in project costs. The structure was given the nickname Plywood Palace because several of the missing panes were temporarily replaced with plywood sheets. Number 5. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, Italy. One prominent arena for gladiator games was an amphitheater built in Fidense at the behest of an entrepreneur named Attilius. Despite his wealth, he chose a hasty building over one that was solid. According to some stories, he instructed the builders to utilize inexpensive materials, mainly wood, to build the stadium, which they did on shaky foundations. Beginning of January 5, 1172, the tower was constructed over the course of 199 years in three stages. Up until the second level was erected in 1178. Construction went according to schedule. After that, the now famous sinking and leaning started. The tower's construction was faulty from the start, as it rests on a 3-meter wide base that is too small and does not have the necessary natural properties to support such a hefty structure. The civil instability that was occurring in the nation at the time gave the earth time to settle, resulting in a slightly stronger foundation, without which the tower were likely would have fallen. The tower would have almost definitely collapsed if it were not for civil unrest in the country at the time, which allowed the soil time to settle, making for a slightly stronger foundation. The tilt of the structure was a noticeable issue. So to compensate for this, the upper floors of the tower are built in a way that make them taller in one side, resulting in the curved structure that still stands today. Without the nation's ongoing civil instability, which gave the earth time to settle and created a somewhat firmer foundation, the tower almost certainly would have fallen. The top floors of the tower were constructed in such a way that they are taller on one side to make up for the tower's evident tilt, creating the curving construction that still exists today. The last addition was a bell tower containing 7 bells, one for each note of the major scale, but the last bell was not installed until 1655. The popular question of why the tower has not collapsed after hundreds of years is easily answered by understanding gravity in terms of buildings. The tower's center of gravity is perfectly aligned with its base. Whether done intentionally or by chance, this careful gravitational alignment is how the Leaning Tower of Pisa stays leaning. So what do you think with these outlandish constructions mistakes? Leave your comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our next video. Thank you for watching!